I think, well, as I say, with this nightbird picture here, that I'd like to sort of, and then cut in with that some old black and white footage of a, kind of bird dance, American Indian bird dance. So the first thing is, can you tell me who you are? Wow, well that's a hell of an opening question. Who are you? Right back at you. Maybe these paintings are a way of working all that out. I don't know. It's a work in progress. Can I start by asking you how you feel about these large public shows? There's, 70 or 80 pieces in this show. And how has your sort of collaboration with Goldmark really aided this process? Well, these big public shows are a long time in the planning. With my wonderful dealer Goldmark, we've been in discussions with Dean Clough in the beautiful Crosley Gallery here for about a couple of years. Welcome to Dean Clough. But the marvellous thing about these big public shows is they do give you the opportunity to show a whole range of work which you perhaps, in normal circumstances, you can't show when you're in your sort of normal exhibiting pattern of maybe 20 or 30 works. Can you tell me about the origin and the ideas behind this saga series? The ideas behind the saga sequence were largely inspired by an experimental novel called Allegheny, which I'd been writing. The story was about an artist seeking to make a series of transcendental paintings, and it was really a novel about the imaginative process, what an artist goes through, what his imagination means. And in this novel, the artist is painting a sequence which he calls his saga sequence. And so while I was writing the novel, I was also making the paintings, and what was very interesting was the dialogue between them, where I'd finish one chapter and not quite know where the narrative was going to lead me, and then I'd make some paintings, and then the paintings would give me an idea about where the narrative was going to go. So in that respect, the imagery, the writing were kind of bound together, although they're two separate things. This show covers a wide variety of work, and I know that it's been a particularly interesting and vibrant period for you, but can you just briefly tell me what's going on in this show? There's such a range of work. Up to about 2011, my work had really incorporated ideas from Shakespeare and from folk tales and from Greek mythology. It had explored the imaginative life and the imaginative traditions of the Western world with ideas that stretched back to Plato. It was a kind of investigation which led me back really to the origin of the Western mind. And a lot of the paintings that I made were a kind of narrative on the idea of mystery and imagination. When I got to the end of the Wayfarer sequence, and I produced after that a series of paintings which were about self-transformation, and these paintings were called Nightbird, Birdman, The Man Who Became a Bear. There was a kind of personal and creative transformation going on. So the first thing really was to stop painting, which, having painted solidly for 25 years, it was a momentous or creative decision. And I thought the habits of painting, they can be a straitjacket in their own rights. So I spent 18 months making collages using largely things of my own. Mike Goldmark sending me some Picasso engraved tailpieces, and some of the collages we have here have bits of John Piper and bits of Picasso engravings stuck to them, which was really fun. And so I made a lot of collages, and then decided to take that experience of collaging into painting, which had a very kind of mythical, dream, fairy, folk-like, deeply imaginative kind of form. The result was, first of all, the Annunciation series, then the Saga series, and then the kind of experimental, mythical, symbolistic paintings of the last year. So that's really the sequence of the last 5 years, this abrupt change to collage, and then the wonderful things that have happened because of that collaging process.
I was very excited about seeing the work, and I was expecting to be really impressed and delighted, and it far excelled my expectations. I was surprised by the two big paintings on the end. Your paintings are deeply mysterious, but they have a look of the here and now. Yeah. And I can't verbalise that, but George Braque famously said that the most important thing about painting is the thing that you can't talk about. And it's the thing that you feel, and you just look at it and you think, you'd go to somebody, and they'd know what that meant.
I've always got a sense from your work of belonging to this kind of extraordinary thing which is the human imagination, and the whole world is in need of the imaginative and the soulful and the romantic. What's lovely about this show is this new joy in colour, the introduction of really strong dynamic colour that really hits you in the eye, and the scale of it as well. Yeah, there's a new energy here, and I can see that you've now tapped again into something which will take you forward. So I see it as the beginning of something new, really.
There are 10 sequences where it's split, and then 10 sequences of that kind of imagery, and then 10 sequences, so on and so forth.
And why 10? Not 12 or 6?
Just had 10 boards in the studio.
No mythic meaning then? Oh, how disappointing.
Absolutely. It's as ordinary as that.